All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to this week's edition of Intelligence Check. My name is Grim, and of course, on the other side, we have Khan. What's up, boy?
Hello, hello.
Okay, so we do have another guest coming in, but he's going to be a little late. He'll join when he can. His name is Mooks. We call him Mooks. He is essentially a newbie to D&D. He's played in one of Conrad's games. Now he's playing in one of my campaigns. And he might have questions which you guys don't have answers for, or which you guys may not have thought of, but we can potentially answer for him. That said, today we are tackling the Paladin, who is without question one of the best classes in the game, and one of the most. It's essentially the poster boy for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. You took it from my mouth. I was going to say it's the poster boy.
Yeah, Paladins are the
No
poster
better way to
boys.
describe.
Yeah, they're the poster boys for Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody loves Paladins. I mean, okay, mechanically, everyone loves Paladins. Roleplay wise, maybe not so much.
I mean, roleplay wise, also they're fun. It's
Yeah,
just most of the time, some of them are assholes.
Yeah,
Because the minute you think of killing someone, they be like, but. And we're like, oh god, he's going to give you the consequences talk, isn't he?
but yeah. So the usual perception of Paladins is that they're all sticks in the mud. They don't want to have fun. They don't want to go kill people or do some random shit. They want to be righteous holy warriors, which is
Most
what
of
they
them
are.
are righteous, I would say.
Yeah.
But you do have the occasional, you know.
I mean, see, that's the thing, right? So it's always about. Okay, so when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, like there's a huge argument for alignment. Should you have it? Should you not? I personally feel if you're a paladin, and if your chosen deity is a lawful good deity, you should act in accordance with your deity's alignment.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then your deity is going to be like, fuck you. You lose your ability to be a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually that's how I run my paladins anyway. I'm like, if you're gonna be a freaking holy warrior for maybe you're choosing a lawful evil god as your deity, then by all means be an evil guy if you want. I'd rather you didn't, because being an evil player character with a bunch of good player characters is kind of counterintuitive. So it's always difficult. I always recommend people not to go evil with their characters, but if you want to, you can. But anyway, let's get down to paladins. They are, like we mentioned before, the poster boys of Dungeons and Dragons. They have a D10 hit dice, which is pretty good. So fighters, rangers, and paladins gain D10s for their hit dice, which means you got a chunky health pool, which is always useful for you, and that's always great. You have proficiencies in all armor. Any armor you wish to wear, you can wear, which is great. And of course, you also have proficiencies in using shields. When it comes to weapons, it's simple weapons and martial weapons, which it literally means any weapon type in the game is yours to use. You don't get any tool proficiencies, which is fair enough, unless you get something for your background. That's up to you to decide. Your saving throw proficiencies are wisdom and charisma, which paladins are going to need quite a bit of. Because the last thing you want is a paladin who's charmed against you.
Yeah.
If a paladin's charmed against you, chances are they will probably one-shot you. Because paladins hit like fucking trucks. And I'll give you an example of that a little later. You also choose 2 skills from athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. So those are your essential proficiencies you get to choose when you make a paladin. And then you get to pick a martial weapon and a shield, or you can pick 2 martial weapons if you want. You want 2 long swords, no problem. You want a great sword and or a great axe. Again, completely up to you what your weapon choice wants to be. Then you also get to pick up a couple of ranged weapons. You get to pick up 5 javelins or any simple melee weapon. And then you pick an explorer's pack or a priest pack. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Up to you to pick whatever you wish. And of course, you get chainmail as a default, along with your holy symbol, which becomes your spellcasting arcane focus, so to speak. So this is when you start off, this is what you get in terms of equipment. And at level 1, as a paladin, you gain 2 features, Divine Sense and Lay on Hands. Divine Sense allows you to set out a 60-foot radius of a divine, what's the one I'm looking for? Radar, I guess?
Yeah,
correct word?
yeah,
Radar?
radar is the exact word you're looking for because that's exactly what it does.
Yeah, so essentially, within 60 feet of you, you will know the location of any celestial, fiends, or undead. So monsters have different classifications in terms of what they are. So celestial, fiends, or undeads, you know exactly where they are at all times if they are within 60 feet of you. Doesn't matter if they're invisible either. If they're invisible, doesn't matter. You know they're there.
Yeah.
And you have a constant ping, ting, 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 every single time. The only issue is it takes an action to use. So if you're playing a undead campaign like Curse of Strahd or whatever, Divine Sense comes in clutch pretty heavy. Because lots of vampires and stuff like that will be hiding in wait and ambush you. And with Divine Sense, you know exactly where they are as long as they are within 60 feet of you. So super useful. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Important stats for paladins. You want your strength to be... You want to maximize your strength and your constitution and then your charisma. Charisma is your spellcasting ability. But to be fair, you're not going to use many attack spells as a paladin. You're going to be using your spells to buff yourself or your allies. So keep that in mind. So if you're going to build a paladin, they are half casters. Do not bother building attack spells because your saving throws won't be as good unless you get a fantastic stat roll. Then by all means go crazy. But prioritize your strength and constitution and then your charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And never dump wisdom. Never dump wisdom. So that's Divine Sense. Yeah. Then you get Lay on Hands, which is a fantastic feature for paladins. So you have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. With that pool, you can restore a total number of hit points equal to 5 times your paladin level. So this scales really well into the late game. So at level 20, you can heal somebody for 100 hit points with Lay on Hands. But the best part is you can also heal someone for 1, for 2. You can decide how much you want to give to how many people
That's
you want.
the beauty of Lay on Hands. It's that pool which you can distribute so peacefully.
Exactly. And you are essentially a secondary healer. Not a great healer, but a healer regardless. So that's some pretty cool stuff that you can do. And of course, like I was saying, 5 times paladin level, so every time you level up, your pool becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The one drawback, however, is that to use your Lay on Hands, it requires an action to do so. And it is a touch ability. So you have to physically walk up to some person and just you literally lay your hands on them, and then you heal them for however hit points that you wish to expend. And you can, that's pretty simple and straightforward. And the best part is, if you expend 5 points of your healing pool, so at level 1 that's a lot to expend, but you can do that. You can neutralize a poison or a disease affecting one of your party members. So if someone's under the poison condition, they are attacking at disadvantage, you can just walk up to them and go slap them for 5 hit points. And
someone's drunk, you can sober them up.
Yeah, you can instantly sober them up. Yeah? It's like, get your shit together, slap. You are no longer drunk. So stuff like that you can do for yourself. And the best part is you can just, like we mentioned before, give out 1 hit point, 2 hit points, 3 hit points. How many hit points you need to give out, you can give out. Like if someone's dying on the floor, walk up to them, give them at least 1 hit point so they at least get back up. Yeah. So they're no longer dying. But yeah. So, but the thing is, like, most of the times you're going to be using this on yourself because you're going to be upfront taking all the brunt of the damage. Because let's be clear, paladins are frontline, and frontline. You want to be upfront in the fight because you're the guy with the heaviest. You have heavy armor right out the gate. You want to be upfront, just being that holy light, that holy power, that anchor to the party. So yeah. That's Lay on Hands. Anything else about Lay on Hands that's interesting?
Nothing else. I mean,
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, you take level 2, buddy.
Okay. So starting at level 2, you get to choose a fighting style. And the fighting styles that you get to choose from are defense, which is while you are wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to your AC. And then there's dueling, when you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. And then there's great weapon fighting. So when you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. The weapon must have the two-handed or versatile property for you to gain this benefit. So just remember that about great weapon fighting. Like, many people can pick this up and then gimp themselves. Make sure the weapon you're using has the two-handed feature, or it's a versatile weapon that can be used one-handed or two-handed.
Yep.
And then this will work for you. And then the last fighting style you get to choose from is protection. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield.
Yeah.
This also, make sure you're taking a shield and then picking up this feat.
Yeah. Again, so it's always depending on what you want to do as.
Yeah.
Like fighting styles are always about what you want to do as your character.
Mm-hmm,
Like, do I want to just do a metric fuck ton of damage? I'll pick up dueling.
Yeah.
But remember, dueling doesn't work with great axes or great swords.
Exactly.
Or halberds.
What I personally like doing is either going defense or protection. So at least defense makes a lot more sense because you get that +1 bonus to AC. There's nothing like having, like, say, even if your AC was 19 with the shield and everything, and now you take defense. There you go. 20. That's massive. Massive. Like second level. Like most campaigns, you'll at least start from second level or something. So you're going to have this very early on.
At least.
Yeah.
Protection is also good. But they can see protection is very...
I'd say it's based, if you know someone, like when you're probably making your character and if you know there's going to be another melee character with you in front, then it would make sense.
I mean,
you guys could like double team on people and shit. And
true. It's also the fact that, like, say you're low in initiative and an enemy is running towards your caster and you're next to your caster who is squishy as fuck, especially at level 2.
Yeah.
Someone attacks him, you can just go, you intercede your shield in the middle of the fight.
Yep.
And you can potentially save them from getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty useful stuff. So
it's always
you're
going to be doing damage anyways. You'll see.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yay.
There he
Mux
is.
Mux is here.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. So we just hit level 2 for the Paladins.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Nice.
So
those are the fighting styles.
Yeah.
Those are the fighting styles you get to choose from at level 2. And then, of course, you gain your spellcasting ability at level 2. So for Paladins, as Paladins, you prepare the list of Paladin spells that are available for you to cast, choosing from the Paladin spell list. So when you do so, choose a number of Paladin spells equal to your Charisma modifier plus your Paladin level, rounded down. The spells must be of a level for which you have spell slots. And of course, there's a table you can go
It's half your Paladin level, by the way.
Is it half?
Yeah, it's half your Paladin level. Because you are a half caster.
Yes. Sorry, half your Paladin level. Yeah.
Interesting.
So remember, you're not going to be picking up a lot of spells. You have access to a lot of spells. Quite a solid list. Like, I've played a Pally, so I can tell you, like, there's a good list of spells, but yeah, you're not gonna be able to like prepare a lot of them. At least earlier on.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, you never want to pick up attack spells as a Paladin.
Yeah, just get buffs.
Just buff yourself for your party members.
Bless.
And Bless is fantastic. Bane is great. Pick up Armor of Faith if you want to up your AC or someone else's AC.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. So just keep your spells mainly for what's coming up next, actually. You want spell slots for what's coming up next.
Yeah.
So finishing up with spell casting before we go to what's next. Your spell casting ability, you use your charisma score. Coming back to that. So for your spell save DC, it'll be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. And the same goes for your attack modifier. It's your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. So yeah, that's spell casting for them. And then at second level, you get Divine Smite.
This is
Which
why
is-
everybody plays
Yeah.
Paladins.
This is why you play Paladin. Remember, we were just saying in fighting style, don't worry about the damage. This is why you get high AC, because this does the damage for you. So starting at second level, you can expend 1 Paladin spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target in addition to the weapon's damage. And this is with a melee weapon attack.
Yeah.
And the extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot and plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first, to a maximum of 5d8. The damage
Yeah.
increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend. Yeah, this is why you play the Paladin.
Paladins. Oh, and the best part is, so anytime you make a melee attack, you can smite on it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you crit, your smite also crits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your smite also fucking crits.
Yeah.
So you do. I remember as one of my I was playing a paladin character. I did 96 points of damage in one turn
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
because I crit and the enemy I was facing up against was a undead.
Oh, wow.
So I burnt a level 3 slot.
Sometimes that's
And
just
it's
the
just-
damage on one attack.
Yeah.
Like sometimes on one attack itself, if you're, say, even a mid-tier paladin, like even a level 6 or level 7 pally, and you crit, that one attack of yourself can do like some 60 damage, 65 damage. And
Yeah.
it's huge.
Massive.
This is when you're already a level 2 or level 3 paladin, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, this at level 2, you get your Divine Smite
Oh,
at
yeah,
level
you
2.
do, right?
Right?
Yeah,
So at
level
level 2, say you crit, you do 2d8 of Divine Smite damage plus whatever doubled off the weapon damage. Say it's a great axe you're using, right? Two-handed weapon. Fucking that's, instead of 1d12, will be a 2d12.
2d12, yeah.
Yeah. So it's divine smite. This is why. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you're playing. Like you could pick any subclass, but all you're gonna do is smite a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Rule of thumb: if you crit as a paladin, you will
Yeah.
smite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If enemy is undead, you will smite.
So save those spell slots for your smites. Like,
Yeah.
if there's any advice we can give you on playing pallies, it's that. Like, I remember I made that first mistake of, like, not using too many smites with the very first time when I played Garrus. That was what our first one shot, our first like team
Battle Royale.
deathmatch.
But no, but
Yeah,
Battle
Battle
Royale.
Royale.
Battle Royale. yeah.
fucking and like we were all new to like playing all different classes and stuff, but then when I played it the second time I was like, oh yes, I know how to build him now.
Yeah,
And I just
yes.
made sure I just picked buff spells, and that's it. After that, only smites.
Yeah, buff yourself before the fight, or on your first turn, buff yourself. Next turn, just smite a motherfucker as best you can. Just smite them. You will see how quickly enemy health bars disappear.
If only we could see the health bars, though.
Yeah, because like the other session was Top King's Town, I was playing with Mooks and all of them. Lance crit like 3 times and he smited on all of them. He destroyed a frost giant.
Actually, yeah, he did. We just couldn't see it.
Yeah, nobody saw how cool it was. But within the darkness bubble, he was doing some work.
It was insane. It was insane.
It was pretty fucking cool. So yeah, Divine Smite is why you play. So Stunning Strike to monks is what Divine Smite is to paladins.
Yeah.
It's all you
Your
want to
bread
do.
and butter.
It's all you want to do. Don't fuck healing other people. Let them heal you while you just dish out holy fucking damage on a motherfucker. Just destroy them.
Yay, that's how it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Then we get to level 3 and 4. So level 3, you gain the feature called Divine Health. You are now immune to disease. The divine magic flowing through you, from your deity, makes you immune to disease. Now I mentioned this also in the monk episode. But disease, again, there are a bunch of homebrew rules for disease, but the disease chart within the Dungeon Master's Guide is not very good. So if you're going to put diseases in your games, look up some homebrew rules, and some of them are really, really good. Some really good rules are available for you to use for your for diseases. So this immediately makes them immune to disease, which is fantastic. And then also at third level, you gain your Sacred Oath. Now this is when you choose your subclass. So within the player's handbook, you have 3: the Oath of Devotion, the Oath of the Ancients, or Oath of Vengeance. And we'll get to those after we go through the base class. And each oath gives you specific spells tailored to that specific oath. And you also gain 2 channel divinities per paladin subclass. And again, we'll go into those when we hit when we touch on the subclasses. And finally, at level 4, as per usual for most classes, you get your ASIs. So it's 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th. You can again boost 1 ability score by 2 ability scores by 1 ability score by 2 to a maximum of 20 for each that you're going to choose for.
This is in each of these levels, right? You can do the same thing?
Yes. You get to add 2 to 1 or 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a good way for you to round out whatever, deficiencies you have. You want to up your constitution, this is a good time to do it. And so on and so forth. And then 5th level, you gain extra attack, which means you get to hit twice on your turn, which means you get to smite twice on your turn.
Smite twice! Right?
2 time.
Like, it's crazy, dude, the way they rack up damage.
Yeah. You can do a metric fuck ton of damage in 1 turn. Especially if you
haven't started like going into the oaths itself.
Yeah, the oaths will augment that even better. Like, you'll see. Okay, take it, Con.
Okay, and then at 6th level, you gain Aura of Protection. So whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your Charisma modifier with a minimum bonus of +1. You must be conscious to grant this bonus. And then at 18th level, the range of this aura increases to 30 feet.
Pretty good.
Can come in clutch.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And especially at that level and all, you don't want to fail saving throws the DM throws at you because he knows he's starting to throw shit at you.
Yeah. Because, tier 4 is when saving throw spells come in super hard.
Oh, God.
And yeah, just getting that protection from that. I mean, again, it only starts at 10 feet, but then at 18 it goes to 30 feet, which means you can cover a lot of aura, like a lot of ground around you, where people are protected, which is great. So the thing is, like, you are the front line. You are making sure everyone stays alive. Keep everyone's attention on you, while you keep everyone else around you safe. As aura protection. Great.
Yeah.
Take next one also.
And then at 10th level, you get Aura of Courage, where you and a friendly creature and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while you are conscious. And that again at 18th level, the range of this aura increases to 30 feet.
I cannot stress how powerful Frighten is.
Yeah.
I know how powerful it is.
Oh, we've all been there, Mooks. Fucking hell. If
So
you're
annoying.
playing Curse of Strahd, you know it's a bitch.
Remember that one shot? Oh god.
Fear is a very powerful crowd control.
Yeah.
So for those who are not familiar with what fear is, if you are under the feared condition, it means you cannot walk towards a target you're scared of. And if you are, say you're within melee of the person you're scared of, any attack you make against them is at disadvantage. So here's the beauty of it. As a paladin, if you can frighten somebody, they can't come close to you, which means they cannot get to your party members behind you. They can't close the distance.
So important.
Yeah. So which is why as a paladin, you want to be up front, ahead of all your party members. You can use one of your spells to cast Cause Fear, which is actually a spell that paladins get.
Yeah, they do get it.
And you can the target can't get past you. Your backline's safe. You're good to go. You can walk towards them, but they can't walk towards you. So it's a fantastic ability. Fear is amazing, and if
It's a good mechanic.
Exactly, especially and DMs would love to use that against their players. So if you can stop that from happening to yourself, do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just have Paladin walk up next to you. You are invigorated by holy magic. You are no longer scared. It's great. It's a fantastic feature. But yeah, that's Aura of Courage. Then we just, again, only 2 features left for base class. Next one, at 11th level, you gain Improved Divine Smite. Now, whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon, you by default do an extra 1d8 radiant damage. So say you've got a longsword and a shield, you're attacking for 1d8, and then on top of that, extra 1d8 radiant damage on top of that.
You can Divine Smite again.
Yeah,
Over that.
and the best part
Just
is
so you know.
your Divine Smites also do an extra 1d8 on top of that. So everything is about smites.
Jeez. So,
Yeah,
God.
the damage just racks up, man. Like I said, we haven't even touched the subclasses yet. This is just the base class. And then finally, at level 14, as for all paladins, you get something called Cleansing Touch. So beginning at 14th level, you can use your action to end one spell on yourself or one willing creature that you touch. You can use this feature a number of times equal to Charisma modifier. So essentially, so say you are under the effect of what's it called? Feeble Mind. You can end that on yourself.
Yeah.
You're under the effect of Bestow Curse. You can end that. It's quite good. You can walk up to somebody and go, you are no longer affected by this shit. I need you to be up and personal and doing shit. So you can just end any spell effect on you, which is pretty good. Highly recommend, like, Cleansing Touch, super powerful, super good. But that's essentially the entire base Paladin. Let's talk about Sacred Oaths, your subclasses. Can't take the first one, dude.
Okay, so the first one we have is Oath of Devotion. So, with the Oaths of Devotion, the first feature they get, so as we said earlier, with Sacred Oaths, you also get your Channel Divinity, right? Apart from your
Oath spells as well.
Yeah, oath spells as well. So, coming to these guys, they have Tenets of Devotion. So, though the exact words and strictures of the Oath of the Devotion vary, Paladins of this oath share these tenets. So, there's honesty, where you don't lie or cheat, let your word be, and there's stuff that goes on with all that. And then they have their own oath spells. So, these guys at 3rd level, you get Protection from Evil and Good and Sanctuary. 2 beautiful spells, especially fucking Sanctuary. Put that on yourself.
Yeah.
Put it on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't worry, just put it on yourself. Don't think you're being selfish. Trust me, it'll come in handy. And then 5th level, you get Lesser Restoration and Zone of Truth. At 9th level, you get Beacon of Hope and Dispel Magic.
Dispel Magic is good. Beacon of Hope also fantastic.
Yeah. And then 13th level, you get Freedom of Movement, Guardian of Faith. Oh, lovely spells. 17th level, 17th level, Commune and Flame Strike. Yeah.
It's a decent spell list.
These guys, like Devotion guys, if you want to be the person, like your spells, like if it's all not about damage but more about utility and stuff, go for it.
Yeah.
Like Lesser Restoration, that's awesome.
Always valuable.
Beacon of Hope, amazing. Actually, that aura, if you do healing, I think that's Beacon of Hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, Beacon of Hope, I think
healing?
people also get advantages on their saving throws, I think, also. So it's pretty useful.
I believe so. So.
But then, like, personally, I feel that's a waste. Like Beacon of Hope is better used by a cleric, honestly.
Clerics. Yeah, that's why they get it.
Because clerics get it just... it's on their spell list. They can prepare it whenever they wish.
Yeah.
So Dispel Magic is good to have. Sanctuary is always useful to be a tank. Dispel Magic, again, useful. Freedom of Movement, I'd rather be smiting.
Yeah.
Guardian of Faith also. Guardian of Faith is actually a fantastic spell. It's another fucking another damage dealer on the field. You summon,
Mm-hmm.
and he can just beat the shit out of people.
I've been waiting for a chance to use it with Zerja, but I haven't had the need to do it at the moment.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Guardian of Faith is it's more of a setup. Like you,
You need to set up for it because that's not going to move anywhere.
Yeah, it stays where it is.
You just summon this Guardian with you that keeps doing a certain amount of damage, and once its pool of damage is over, I think it goes off also, right?
Mhm.
If I remember.
60 damage. Yeah, so 60 points of damage you can do.
Yeah.
But if anything walks within 10 feet of it, you get hit for 2d10 radiant damage. Pretty good. So something like Guardian of Faith is something you can use when you are in you control the pace of the fight. You know the enemies are a room away. Put the Guardian of Faith at the door, open the door, and go, "What's up?" Walk back. They walk in and get their asses beat.
Where are you guys at now?
We're at the Oath of Devotion. That's one of the subclasses.
Right. Yeah, no, I have the handbook open, so I'm just reading through as well. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
It's paid 85.
Yeah. Commune. Commune is okay. It's not great. Flame Strike again. See, that's the thing. Like most of these spells, I'd rather just be smiting.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry. These spells are going to come to you anyways. They're just,
these are always prepared for you.
Yeah, it's always prepared for you. So don't think you're going to have to waste a slot to prepare and these spells. You don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
These are already there once you get to that level.
Yeah. You will never use Zone of Truth. Trust me.
Yeah.
Zone of Truth is more of a DM tool than it is a player's tool. Lesser Restoration is useful. However, you also
Sanctuary.
have... Sanctuary is fantastic.
Out of all those spells, Sanctuary is awesome.
Without question, one of the best spells. Between Lay on Hands and Lesser Restoration, you can pretty much cure people of most ailments.
Yeah.
But that is essentially... And so the Oath of Devotion Paladin is the quintessential, I am the good boy. I am the best boy.
Yeah.
You know? So this is usually the paladins that everyone hates because they're a bunch of goody two shoes because their tenets are honesty, courage, compassion, honor, and duty.
Yeah.
So they are the good boys.
Yeah.
This is why everybody hates devotion paladins.
They are the very, very good ones.
Very good boys. They are bestest boys. But yeah, then you at third level you gain Channel Divinity. So you have like all Paladin subclasses, you gain 2 Channel Divinities. So the first one for Devotion is called Sacred Weapon. As an action, you can imbue one weapon that you are holding with positive energy, by using your Channel Divinity. For 1 minute, you add your Charisma modifier to attack rolls made with that weapon. Now that sounds great, but I just wish it was damage and not attack.
Yeah.
Like if it added your charisma bonus to your attack and damage rolls, then oh my god, this is awesome. It would give you a good reason to pump your charisma up. Know what I mean? Which is so sad.
Yeah, I'm just reading it fully again, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I mean, it's. But I mean, I guess it's like a 50-50. It is a hit or a miss.
No, I mean, it's the idea is you get to hit more often, which means you get to smite more often.
Fair enough.
If that helps.
But I mean, it's only for a minute, right? Technically, in game 1 minute, especially during
that's actually 10 rounds.
10 rounds in combat.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 1 round is about 6 seconds is what we kind of measure it on.
Yeah. 6 seconds per turn. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. For 10 minutes, you get to add your charisma modifier to your attack rolls, which means you hit more often. But
okay, this is a question I have. Like you said a minute, so 10 turns, right? You said 10 turns. But isn't a minute counted from your turn all the way to the next turn?
Yeah.
Like every 6 seconds.
So every 10 rounds, for 10 rounds of combat. So that means you have 10 turns. It lasts for that long.
I don't know. You didn't get my question. So my question is, you know how? Let's just say on an initiative, there's 10 people in total. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Don't all the 6 second count in 6 seconds for each person's turn count in that minute? Or it's only 1 minute for your own turns.
For your own turns.
It's only for your own turn.
Yeah, so on your turn, you have 6 seconds to do something.
Ah. So basically, only this 1 minute counts only for your turns. It doesn't count as the entire thing.
No.
Okay, fair enough. That's what I wanted to ask. Because,
Yeah.
I mean...
So it lasts for a minute for you.
Now it makes more sense.
Yeah. So like I said, once again, I'm not opposed to the fact that it's only your attack rolls, which means you hit more often, which means you get a chance to smite more often.
I mean, what's the highest charisma you'll have at like level 3 or level 4?
Depends on it depends on where you roll your stats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because he has a paladin, you are going to be focusing on strength and constitution. Because
Yeah,
you want a
of
good health pool and you want to hit hard.
Yeah.
So charisma usually takes a back seat. It'll be your third most important stat.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then, like, something like secret weapon might indulge you to go, maybe I should just up my charisma more, so I can hit
like
more
you said,
often.
Like you said, you'll hit more often, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And additionally, also, your weapon now emits a bright light for 20 feet and dim light beyond that. So essentially, your sword or weapon becomes a torch.
Mm-hmm.
For 20-foot radius. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which is also which could be great against targets who use darkness, like dim light and darkness, to do scary shit. Around you, nobody can hide because they are brightly lit.
Ah.
Pretty useful. And then, so that's one of the things. Anything else that it does? No, that's perfectly fine. You can end it whenever you wish. Although I don't know why you would do that. You would just use it until it runs out for a minute.
Yeah.
And then you have Turn the Unholy. As an action, you can speak a prayer, causing essentially fiends and undead. So basically, this is essentially turn undead.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is you don't kill shit. While for clerics, their turn undead when it levels up, certain CR undead instantly get destroyed. For you, they're just scared of you and they've got to run.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best part. They have to run away from you. They cannot come towards you. They have to run. And on their turn, they can only use the dash action. Or if they can't move anywhere, they can only take the dodge action until they take damage. So it can be, once again, like Devotion Paladins are great for an undead campaign. In Curse of Strahd, take this, Turn the Unholy. You can just be perfectly fine. Pretty cool. But those are your two channel video options that are available to both the Devotion Paladins. Go for it, Tom.
Yep. And then you have Aura of Devotion. So starting at 7th level, you and your friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be charmed while you are conscious. And at 18th level, the range of this aura increases to 30 feet.
So once again,
Fucking, it can be super useful. Oh, damn.
Charmed effects are terrifying.
It's actually a good pally subclass, as you said, for Curse of Strahd.
Yeah. So like I would say, I remember I ran a one-shot with Conrad and a few others. And a succubus managed to seduce the friendly paladin.
Oh, God.
Because he dumped wisdom for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
So he got fucked. And the succubus told him... the rest of the party members managed to kill the succubus. But before the succubus died, she managed to say, "Avenge me." And the paladin nearly one-shot the barbarian. He critted on his attack.
And he took the other paladin out. Me.
Yeah. 4th level Divine Smite.
Oh, God.
And he crit. That was a metric fuck ton of damage.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it is.
I can feel the pain.
Yeah. It was so bad. I laughed my ass off. Because it was so funny.
You were DM though, right?
Yeah. I was the DM, yeah.
Once you were laughing.
Oh. I'm like, and best part is he dumped his wisdom and he has proficiency in wisdom saving throws. So his save was +0. So he got fucked. Benji got fucked.
Feels bad, Benji.
Oh, man. That was nuts. Keep going, Con. But yeah, Charmed and Fear are very powerful.
Yeah. And it's good to have some resistance against it. Especially this comes at 7th level, and at that level, yeah, be sure you're going to be facing some shit like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And then at 15th level, you get Purity of Spirit. You are always under the effects of protection from evil and good spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you don't have to
that's
cast
awesome.
it.
Yeah, you don't have
That's
to cast
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
You can cast
Yeah.
somebody else. If you
I
want
mean,
to.
makes it stupid for them to actually give it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, cool.
I
I'll
mean,
make my
your
peace with
base.
that.
I guess they try and just make you stronger.
I mean,
Yeah, it's just that at
yeah.
3rd level they could have given another spell then instead of protection from evil and good.
Yeah.
True. Actually.
I mean, again, remember, guys, like, again, you can sit with your DM and change up the spell list if you want.
Yeah.
Remember, this is
I'd
this is
probably
rules as written.
rework that if anyone plays in my game and plays this. I'd be like, you know what? You can swap that protection from evil and good spell. I'll give them a bunch of spells to choose from.
Yeah, like take
Yeah,
bless.
might
take,
as well makes it.
Take
Yeah.
bless.
There's
Take
so
it.
many actually. There's actually a lot of spells you can choose from.
It's, Bless seems fitting for this oath also.
Exactly. Bless seems like a very fantastic, much better spell than protection from evil and good.
Actually, yeah.
But again, this. Okay. Let's finish up with the last thing, which is called Holy Nimbus. So this is the capstone feature of the Oath of Devotion. At 20th level, as an action, you can emanate an aura of sunlight. For 1 minute, bright light shines from you in a 30-foot radius, and dim light shines for 30 feet beyond that. Whenever an enemy creature starts its turn in the bright light, the creature takes 10 radiant damage. In addition, for duration, you have advantage on saving throws against spells cast by fiends or undead. Now, here's the thing. It's an aura of sunlight. Vampires are going to get fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this
Yeah.
really dumb question.
Go for it.
Like you said, vampires are gonna get fucked. If their turn happens, did they just die? Because technically that's their
I mean, no, they take double damage.
double damage. Okay, there you go. There you go. I mean, there has to be something, right?
Oh, yeah. No,
It's just that
sunlight fucking
vampires are
hurts.
weak to radiant damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're vulnerable to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, sunlight, my weakness.
Yeah, because if it's sunlight, immediately the vampires have disadvantage on attack rolls. They take extra damage every turn. They can no longer regenerate. All this stuff. So it's super useful. But like I was saying, but one thing we keep reiterating on every single episode we've talked so far. Very rarely are you ever level 20. Like most modules that are published, they take you to a maximum of level 13. You never get to tier 4 play. Tier 3 is the max usually. So tier 4 only happens in homebrew games. So
when
you will
guys make your own rules and
exactly
your own
no
campaigns.
yeah.
I mean your own campaigns.
Yeah,
My bad.
the rules are the same. All one shots. Otherwise, you will never ever play a level 20 character. It's nigh impossible in terms of the published adventures. So while this sounds great, chances of you hitting level 20 in any game that you're playing is quite minimal actually, because after level 15, the DM's just gonna start throwing like stupid powerful creatures at you, which could potentially kill you right out the gate.
Yeah.
So, gotta be extremely careful what you're gonna do. Like, Tomb of Annihilation is one of those ones. Tomb of Annihilation is designed to kill your players.
Yeah.
PCs are gonna die. So, chances of you hitting level 20 are really low. So, this may never come into play. Which is why when if you're picking any class, any subclass, figure out what the features are until like level 12 or 13 or 14 maybe.
Yeah.
And see if that works for your situation, because the capstone features, you're never gonna get them. I'm sorry, but that's just the fact of the situation.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But that ends Devotion. Not a bad subclass, not great either, but not bad regardless. And then we move on to the Oath of the Ancients. Now, this is a extremely Druid-based paladin.
Yeah.
You are essentially a druid. So your tenets are kindle the light, shelter the light, preserve your own light, and be the light. These guys are actually again, you're in tune with nature. you are essentially a hippie with magical powers, and you can smite people. And of course, you gain oath spells, as per usual for everyone. At 3rd level, you gain Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. 5th level, you gain Moonbeam and Misty Step. At 9th level, Plant Growth and Protection from Energy. 13th level, Ice Storm and Stone Skin, which is useless for a paladin. 17th level, you can Commune with Nature and Tree Stride. Now, in terms of this spell list, the only thing I can think of that's actually good is 5th level, Moonbeam and Misty Step.
Yeah.
The rest of it, Actually, even Moonbeam, fuck that. I'll just use Misty Step.
Even Moonbeam also at least does some damage. Like,
yeah, but
Plant Growth is,
Smite.
I mean, I get it why it's very thematic, but for a pally, Plant Growth is a waste.
Yeah, I'd rather just Smite. Like, Stone Skin makes your AC minimum 16.
Yeah, it's...
Which doesn't matter because you're wearing heavy armor. So why?
When you say minimum 16, when you say minimum 16, you mean like that's I mean you're already going to be like AC 20 by that time.
100%, if not more.
Yeah.
Not more, exactly.
That's at level 13.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
AC is going to be 20 for sure. Like.
Also keep in mind, as a paladin, you have access to all armors. If you don't want to wear heavy armor, Stone Skin is an option.
Fair enough.
But why wouldn't you?
But does that give you movement speed and all that if you take off your heavy armor?
No. So that's the thing. Like, see, so like for example, Lance, he has mithril plate mail.
Yeah.
Which means he no longer it doesn't require high strength to wear, and it doesn't impose disadvantage on stealth checks. Normally, what happens with heavy armor is you have disadvantage on stealth checks. So if you're trying to sneak somewhere, you're always rolling your stealth at disadvantage. Yeah, so if you don't want disadvantage, you can wear medium armor and use Stone Skin to buff your AC if you wish to.
That makes sense, but I guess at level 13, I don't think anyone would be.
Pretty much, yeah. At level 13, you've got like +1 armor and all the other good stuff, which just offsets everything.
Exactly.
And people have spells like Pass Without a Trace to help you stealth through things. So those are the old spells. Not great. Misty Step is probably the only good one. Tree Stride can be fun, but DMs beware with Tree Stride because that can actually be kind of broken. Because it just removes all danger of travel. You basically turn a tree into a portal and you can teleport through it.
Well, I guess now we know why it's level 17.
Heads up, Paul, I have it prepared for my druid.
But yeah.
Oh no.
Tree Stride is a good spell, but DMs beware. Shit gets fucked. Go for a go.
And then at 3rd level, the 2 channel divinities you get from this oath. The first one is Nature's Wrath. You can use your channel divinity to invoke primeval forces to ensnare a foe. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw or be restrained. While restrained by the vines, the creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a success, it frees itself and the vines vanish. Can be quite potent.
Yeah, here's the problem. Once again, this is a oath that requires you to have a high charisma. Paladins by default are not getting a high charisma.
Yeah.
So your saving throw is going to be extremely low. And
wait, so
you're lucky.
The saving throw is based off just the charisma?
No, so it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier.
Right. Okay, so that's how the saving throws work.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's not going to be very high, and when you get higher levels of play, creatures are going to have a very good strength score or a very good dexterity saving score. So they can easily get out of this and completely avoid it. So
I guess that's why it's at 3rd level, no? It's useful for lower levels.
No, even then, dude, it's just like like even at lower levels, like I'm not.
You'll be low levels. Yeah.
Yeah, and you won't have charisma very high unless you roll
Yeah.
really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
that's
like I mentioned before, you're maxing your strength, you're maxing your con as soon as you
Yeah.
can.
Yep.
So your charisma will take a backseat, and instantly this just becomes, eh.
Why?
Yeah,
It's like a why.
yeah. It's not great. Like maybe one thing I can say, like maybe a bigger range would be more interesting,
If it was a bonus action,
or a bonus action to use. Yeah.
that would have been much better. But it's
Yeah.
an action.
Yeah. So you give up your chance to use extra attack when
You
you
can
get it.
understand that it's an action. Yeah.
So it's kind of unfortunate. So it's not great.
If it was a bonus action, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
It's some form of utility.
Yeah. But
Cool.
as an action, nah.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Makes
just walk up, smack somebody, just smite them.
True.
And then the second one is Turn the Faithless. You can use your channel divinity to utter ancient words that are painful for Fae and fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each Fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, saving
it's
throw.
again, it's just turning also.
Yeah, it's a saving throw.
That much. Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, you're gonna have a low save. You're gonna have a low DC. So it's like,
Yeah.
Although, interestingly enough, the final part of it is kind of interesting actually.
If the creature's true form is concealed by an illusion, shape-shifting, or other effect, the form is revealed while it is turned.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
But that's only if they fail the wisdom saving
Correct.
throw, right?
That's only if they fail it. So if
And
if
even
let's say
this-
up against a doppelganger or something, you can just go like,
Yeah,
"Toof,
yeah.
what do you
And
look
the
like?
Even
Double
this
jump is gone.
bonus action, I think.
Yeah, it should be a bonus
Like,
action.
these two things could have been bonus actions, and that would have actually buffed this subclass a little more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just unfortunate. And the thing with Nature's Wrath also is they get to pick strength or dex to
Yeah.
choose.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Meh.
But that's the channel divinity they get.
Yeah.
And-
Then we have
Yep.
Aura of Warding, which at 7th level, ancient magic lies so heavily upon you that it forms an eldritch ward. You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you have resistance to damage from spells. This
That's
is
nice.
good.
Mm-hmm.
This
nice,
is
yeah.
pretty fucking good. And like all auras at 18th level, the range of this increases to 30 feet. This is actually super good. So resistance to it doesn't say specific spells, from spells. Any spell.
Yeah.
Fireball, disintegrate, all these spells, they will do half damage to you. Which is huge.
So you can if you save the saving throw and your pally pops this, you'll take hardly any damage from a high level fireball.
Yeah. And the best part is all these auras are passive. They're always on.
Mhm.
They cannot be
Mhm.
turned off.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Aura of Warding, I think, is like one of the coolest abilities in the game. Because no one else gets that shit. Only Paladins get this shit. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is actually a nice spell, yeah.
Mm.
And especially because it's passive.
Yeah, 100% passive. It's very, very good. Then you get Undying Sentinel. Starting at 15th level, when you are reduced to 0 hit points and are not killed outright, you can choose to drop to 1 hit point instead. And you can't be aged magically. Nah. Nah.
It's at 15th level.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the chances of you dropping to a 1 hit point at level 15 is...
Build a half orc. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean...
You get it from the start.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Build a half orc paladin. Sure.
Yeah,
there
let's
you go.
go.
So problem solved.
Yeah. I mean, it's like okay. Let's be fair. You are upfront in the middle of the fight. You're being pummeled to death.
Actually, yeah, in that way. Fair
In that
enough.
way, it can potentially save your life. Sure, but
It's
Okay,
just that
I
at
guess.
15th level, other subclasses get like reasonably better things than this. I'd
yeah.
say.
Yeah. Take the last one, dude.
And the last one at 20th level is Elder Champion. You can assume the form of an ancient force of nature, taking on an appearance you choose. For example, your skin might turn green or take on a bark-like structure. Your hair might become leafy or moss-like, or you might sprout antlers or a lion-like mane.
Yeah.
Using your action, you undergo a transformation. For 1 minute, you gain the following features. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points.
Pretty good.
And second feature, whenever you cast a Paladin spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can cast it using a bonus action instead.
Very good.
Enemy creatures within 10 feet of you have disadvantage on saving throws against your Paladin spells and channel divinity options. Woo!
I guess that's why the channel
But
divinity
level
was
20.
action.
But
of course,
but it's
of
level
course.
20.
Yeah.
So,
So,
not great. It sounds amazing, but you're never going to be
Yeah.
level 20 Paladin.
see, and you guys must be wondering why, like, sometimes very often in so many subclasses of any of these classes we've spoken through in the past, like, we'll be like, one or two of them, we'll be like, yeah, they just crap. Because there are other books there. And once you look at the stuff they have, you're like, yeah, why? Even if I'm building something not all that powerful, there are much better things I can find somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know?
The Oath of Ancients. Not great.
Overall, not too bad. Not
No,
too great.
no. Overall, very mediocre.
Mediocre.
Extremely mediocre.
I mean, you'll play Macha if you want this sort of flavored character. Play a Druid.
Just play Druid.
And at
Yeah.
level 20, my god, you are Arch Druid.
Yeah.
Arch Druid.
Well,
That means you can just keep transforming into beasts, you know?
yeah.
Your CR cap is gone.
Unlimited wild shapes.
Yeah, your CR cap is gone on that.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
turn Ancient Dragon. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go.
for it.
I can turn into a dragon. Fuck yeah. So,
Take
not great.
Yeah.
You want to play Oath of, you want to play Oath of the Ancients, just play a fucking Moon Druid. You're much
So
better off.
let's say even if you're playing a one shot and it's a situation where you're going to go against other characters, it's a free for all, and you want to play a paladin and you think, oh, this would be awesome as a level. No, imagine if there's by chance the DMs are loved a freaking druid, or even other even half casters. Someone's made another paladin subclass. Oh, it's going to be quite brutal for you, my friend.
It will be.
Speaking of brutal,
Yes.
let's move to what is considered to be the best paladin subclass in the game. And I'm inclined to agree. The Oath of Vengeance is, without question, mechanically the best paladin subclass. And this is the paladin who can be an edgelord. You don't have to be a good guy to be a vengeance paladin. So your tenets are: fight the greater evil. When faced with the choice of fighting my sworn enemies or combating a lesser evil, I will choose the greater evil. No mercy for the wicked.
No mercy. Yeah.
Ordinary foes might win mercy, but my sworn enemies do not.
Man.
By any means necessary. My qualms can't get in the way of exterminating my foes. So, say a person's getting killed by a zombie, but the lich is right there. I'm going after the fucking lich. Fuck that punk ass bitch getting his ass beat. I'm gonna get. You can be an evil guy and play vengeance.
Yeah.
Restitution. If my foes wreak havoc, wreak ruin on the world, it is because I failed to stop them. I must help those harmed by their misdeeds. So in a way, that's your only redeeming feature of being a good person.
Yeah.
But the spell list is fucking amazing. Check this out. Bane. So third level, Bane and Hunter's Mark.
There we go. There we go.
Hunter's Mark allows you to hit someone for 1d6 every time you hit them. With extra attack, you are doing your weapon damage plus 1d6 every single hit. On top
And
of
you
that,
can move
Smite.
that mark.
Yeah, and you can move the mark around to different targets and Smite on top of that also. It's just fucking ridiculous. Bane is one of the best debuff spells ever.
Yeah.
Bane is awesome. Then 5th level, you gain Hold Person, which is nuts.
And Misty Step.
And Misty Step. You can teleport 30 feet as a bonus action. Then 9th level, you gain Haste.
Ooh.
As a paladin with a shield and a haste, you have a 22 AC. You get to make 3 attacks per turn, and your speed is doubled.
Ooh.
Yep.
Haste is fucking nuts. Protection of energy, nah. 13th level, Banishment, one of the best spells in the game. Hey, I don't like you. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Go away.
Basically.
Yeah, you
It's an amazing spell.
You remove a target from the fight.
Like the feeling of knowing you've transported someone into another plane of existence is amazing.
And here's the best part. For those of you who don't know how banishment works, if the target you're banishing is not from the same plane as you, if you banish them, they go back to their home plane. And if you manage to maintain banishment for the whole minute, they cannot return to the plane that you're on.
Ever?
Ever.
Mad.
I mean, they can, but with a different method.
Probably with other means. But
other means. But for terms of a fight, that person is out of the fight.
Damn.
Banishment can end fights instantly.
That's insane.
And then you also get Dimension Door.
Yeah.
I cannot stress how beautiful this spell is. You can teleport yourself and one other friendly creature up to 500 feet away. In any direction you want. Up, down, left, right, anything. You just
This is one
bye,
spell
Felicia.
I'm really waiting to get to use at some point with some character.
Dimension Door is nuts.
That's insane.
Beautiful spell. Then 7th level Hold Monster. Remember, Hold Person and Hold Monster, if they fail their saving throws, they are paralyzed. Which means any attack against them done in melee is an instant crit. It's an automatic crit. Which means you can smite a motherfucker and crit. You
Just
crit,
goes.
smite. Yeah. And
That's nice.
scrying is always useful. Again, remember that's 17th level. That's tier 4. Not going to see that very often, but the option is there available to you, and it does a shit ton of work. Vengeance Paladins have, without question, one of the best spell lists that anyone else gets. It is absolutely fucking insane. And their channel divinities make it even better. Go for it, buddy.
Oh, yeah. So, these guys, at 3rd level, the channel divinities you get, the first one, Abjure Enemy. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer of denunciation using your channel divinity. Choose one creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. That creature must make a wisdom saving throw unless it is immune to being frightened. Fiends and undead have disadvantage on the saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is frightened for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. While frightened, the creature's speed is 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. On a successful save, the creature's speed is halved for 1 minute or until the creature takes any damage.
So
Yeah, it's...
an enemy that's far away, you don't get to move anymore. You stay still while I kill your friends.
Yes.
That's pretty much what that is. Again, it requires a saving throw. And once again, you're not... this is also a good idea. Like, Banishment and Hold Person and Hold Monster are a good reason for you to bump up your charisma score.
Yeah.
But not necessary, to be fair. Same thing like that. Again, Abjure Enemy, it's not bad. But it's you can immediately stop someone from being part of a fight, which is pretty good. However, the next one, this is what you want to use as a Vengeance Paladin. Go for it,
Vow
Con.
of Enmity. As a bonus action.
Bonus action.
You can utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see within 10 feet of you using your channel divinity. You gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Hey.
Amazing.
Fuck you in particular.
Just, hey, I see you. I see you. just start walking and then just start hacking them to all hell, and they won't even know why you have so much vengeance against them.
Yeah.
But,
So Vow of Enmity essentially
they're sworn
means
enemy now.
you like again because you have advantage. You roll 2d20s. The chances of you getting a crit significantly
Ooh, yeah.
increases.
Ooh, yeah.
So if your whole person fails, Vow of Enmity. Like I remember my padlock that I made. I used Hexblade's Curse. I then used Hunter's Mark, and then I used Vow of Enmity, and then I went at this guy who's undead, and he's a bitch and a half. He's a revenant. I destroyed him.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get into zone, but once I was upfront and in person with this motherfucker, destroyed his life. Even Steve's like, well, fuck this. Fuck this fight. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. He's undead. He's like, I know you hate undead. Fuck. Just Vow of Enmity is without question one of the best channel divinities ever. It's concentration free, 1 minute advantage. So you are going to pick the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the room, go to him and go, fuck you in particular, walk up to him, you're going to Hunter's Mark his ass, and then beat him senseless. You're going to smite him on every turn because you are hitting super high because you have advantage. It is nuts.
Nuts. It's insane.
Woof.
I mean, this is what makes them really potent, this subclass for Paladins. I mean, you have access to haste also. What more do you want? So,
Haste.
on the first round, set up yourself with haste. Then you can do Vow of Enmity on one guy, and the amount of stuff you can do to him. You have your normal action, and then you have a hasted action, and this is just a
extra
bonus
also,
action
right?
to do.
Just the
yeah.
action. No, but you have haste.
Extra attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra attack, yeah.
There you go.
So, 4, you can do
3 attacks per turn, yeah. It's
I
just-
made a
and-
mistake. I should have taken Paladin.
I mean, many people
Nah, all
overlook
good.
them because they're like, oh, they don't do much. I mean, like, dude, they might just do one thing, but smiting is,
Actually,
it's one of the most powerful damage dealing abilities in the game.
And so those of you not aware, so when you smite somebody, you use a spell slot.
Yeah.
Which is why we say as a paladin, you don't need a high charisma because you're just going to be using all your spell slots for either buffs or, let's be fair, only smiting. You're only going to be smiting on cooldown.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. Every time you have a spell slot, I see an enemy. I do damage. Fuck it. Throw a smite in there. And the best part is you can choose whether you want to smite or not. And say your attack misses. Your smite doesn't get used.
yeah,
Mhm.
done.
You're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Then we're going to move to 7th level.
Seventh
Relentless Avenger. Which is pretty cool actually. By 7th level, your supernatural focus helps you close off an enemy's retreat. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can move up to half your speed immediately after the attack as part of the same reaction. And this movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. So this one guy, he's running away from you, you manage to hit him, you can run after him. And just close the gap there, and nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty awesome.
this class is fuck you in particular. This is what this class is. It's so good. I love this subclass. And then you have Soul of Vengeance. Starting at 15th level, the authority with which you speak Vow of Enmity gives you greater power over your foe. When a creature is under the effect of your Vow of Enmity makes an attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature if it is within range. Once again, it's a fuck you in particular spell ability. With
It's
haste,
crazy.
you are hitting the thing 4 times if it attacks something.
Yeah. On your round, you just simply hit it like thrice, right? With the haste. And then you look at it, you stare at it, and then it tries to hit you. Say its turn was the next, like after yours. It hits you but misses, and then you'll be like, You know what? I don't like you. Reaction. I'll hit him again.
Yeah.
Fuck him up.
It's
And
not-
I'm smiting up that.
Yeah.
Oh, did I kill him? Oh, he should have hit me then. Oh, too bad.
Why you try to hit me, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Bye-bye.
can be quite bullies, dude. Quite bullies.
True.
I mean, again, Solar Vengeance can also be replaced with just picking up Sentinel feat.
Mm-hmm.
The Sentinel feat just makes Solar Vengeance pointless, but there's your option. You have an inbuilt Sentinel.
Sentinel. Yeah.
Yeah. But like once again, that's level 15. Tier 4 play. Chance of beating that, very low. So just pick up Sentinel. It's essentially Solar Vengeance. Pretty cool. And then, of course, the final capstone feature. Can't take it away.
Mm-hmm. Avenging? Wow. That was sad.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Very sad.
Avenging Angel. At 20th level, you can assume the form of an angelic Avenger. Using your action, you undergo a transformation. For 1 hour, you gain the following benefits. The first benefit: wings sprout from your back and grant you a flying speed of 60 feet.
Yeah.
And the second feature, you emanate an aura of menace in a 30-foot radius. The first time any enemy creature enters the aura or succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. Wow, Jesus.
Yeah.
Attack rolls against the frightened creature have edge.
Not just yours. Not just yours.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Everyone
attack.
has
Everyone's.
advantage.
Everyone's.
Avenging Angel is fucking nuts. 60 feet of flying speed. Are you fucking kidding me? Everything is shit scared of you. Within 30 feet around you. That's 30-foot radius. That's 60
Yeah.
feet all around you. People are shit scared. And everyone gets to attack those people for their advantage. Do I need to say more? That the Oath of Vengeance is the best Paladin subclass so far.
They're awesome. They're awesome.
S tier. Fucking S tier. Fuck. When people play Paladins and they don't choose Vengeance, I'm always like, why? Why you not pick best? Do you not want to do metric for tons of damage?
I guess I feel like people are going for the other ones because they're like, vengeance, yo.
Moms. That's what everyone thinks also. But then you read it and you're just like, maybe I should have built that, no? Like,
Actually.
Yeah.
I think most of the time when what we realize is that now because we're like you guys are completely going through the entire class and subclass, like we look through all of it and you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is actually pretty good,
Yeah.
But when you're actually like, especially like people like I guess noobs like me, let's say, when you're picking a character, it's just like, oh okay, I've played this character before, so I'll just pick that because I know it.
Yeah. I mean, again, the thing is like, see, I'm not saying don't play the other subclasses. Don't do that. Pick whatever you want that fits how you want to play. Like Con and Steve mentioned, they pick the character first, then the subclass.
Yeah.
Do I want to be a goody two shoes? Do I want to be a good guy? Do I want to be a defensive character? Like, if you want to be like upfront, personal, you want to be that fucking blood curdling, shouting, bloody Avenger, then Vengeance is fantastic.
It is.
Oh yeah.
But you want to be a defender, you might go for Oath of Devotion instead. Or if you want to be in tune with nature and you're a peaceful kind of guy, go for Ancients.
Yeah.
But remember, I'm saying that the Vengeance is the best purely from a mechanical perspective.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they do a lot of damage.
So much
Hell,
fucking
a lot of
damage.
damage.
Yeah. And everything all your features allow you to do even more damage. Like, you are there to fuck shit up, and you fuck shit up well. You do it really well. Which is why the Oath of Vengeance is a very popular subclass choice to choose with Hexblade Warlocks.
Yeah. God,
So-
the damage rack up.
Yeah, because the best part about Hexblade Warlocks is if you use your Hexblade's curse, you crit on 19s. If you roll a 19 on the dice, you crit.
That's insane.
So, it's a so like if you want to just do metric fuck tons of damage, Vengeance Paladin mixed with Hexblade Warlock. If you're level 10, take 5 levels in Paladin, 5 levels in Hexblade Warlock. Get your hands on Eldritch Smite, which you can use on top of Divine Smite, and just go to town, go
Just
crazy.
wreck everything. Yeah.
Just wreck face.
Do whatever you feel like.
You just do so much damage. On top of that, with Hexblade's curse, you do a little extra damage. Hunter's Mark, even more damage. Whatever, just go crazy and have fun with it. If you want to just cleave a bloody path through life, vengeance is what you want. So so role play wise, so Pallies. So everyone knows there's something called the face of the party. This is usually the person with the highest charisma. This is the person interacting with NPCs or interacting with just like they have a good charisma, therefore they have a good persuasion and a good intimidation scores. So they can intimidate really well, or they can persuade somebody really well, and be like, "Yo, listen, come to my side, join me," or stuff like that. So good faces to have options for are bards, paladins, sorcerers, and warlocks.
Yeah.
These are all charisma casters, and they use charisma very, 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 very well. And these guys can be the face. So if you want to be the hero, the center of attention, paladins are usually the best way to go about it, because you can take the hits and you can dish it out even more. Like fucking level 10 paladins are just nuts.
Crazy.
Because by level 10 you to third level slots and Aura of Courage. So immediately you're just like, yeah, I've got a shit ton of spell slots to use for smites. So immediately you've got 2, 5, 9 slots to use for smiting. I can smite you 9 times for varying amounts of damage. Go crazy, have fun.
Brilliant.
Paladins are awesome, and the stigma remains. It's the fact that you're a goody two shoes. You don't want to do anything cool. Like if the rogue goes and yeah, I mean the idea is the rogue goes and stabs somebody. You're like, what the fuck? He wasn't even looking at you. So I don't know. You're a bad person. It happens. Some paladins are like that. Some people choose to play them like that, which can always be a stick in the mud. It can happen, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to be that person.
Yeah, you can easily make them fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
like
you
can
can.
come up with some crazy stories with it, especially if you go Tenet of Vengeance. Like you're a person who's like vengeance drives you.
Yeah.
Like it's mad. Like you can come up with crazy backstories with just that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all the backstories will be very edgelordy, but doesn't matter.
I mean, not necessarily. Also,
Yeah. I mean, like you could just be like, oh man, do I have fine? Because like your deity could be in the back of your head going, motherfucker, kill that guy, but I don't wanna. You could have a great. You could be a conflicted paladin, which makes for a very interesting character.
Yeah, that's what I did with Garrus also. No? Like he's done with dealing with all the people he was working with, knowing who they were working for, and they weren't doing good shit actually at the end of the day. There's no greater good bullshit. And he's a fucking like 7-foot minotaur.
Yeah.
So he ain't taking any of this shit.
So it's always one of those things. So it's like don't be put off by the stigma behind paladins.
Yeah.
Play a paladin because they can do a lot for the party. And like I'm saying, like we haven't touched on the new subclasses yet, any other books. This is just the player's handbook alone. Like I'm saying, once we finish the entire, we have ranger, rogue, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards left.
Oh, we've come to the end.
Yeah, we're just halfway through. I mean, we're over halfway through.
Yeah.
So we're towards the end, like once we finish this book, we're gonna look at Xanathars, we're gonna look at Tashas, we're gonna look at Fizbins, all these books are there which have multiple different subclass options, which I would love to go over, because some of those new subclasses are kind of fucking nuts. Like Twilight Clerics.
I was just looking at Xanathars and Tasha's.
Yeah.
That's gonna be those Paladin subclasses are actually like pretty good.
Some of them are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
But yeah, Paladins can break your game. DMs, beware. DMs, be extremely careful. Paladins have the potential of making combat encounters laughably easy, because they're just gonna walk up to your BBEG and just smite his ass.
Another thing is, even in the roleplay aspect, like having a paladin in the party can actually get a lot of things done for you.
Yeah, true.
In many ways that you actually won't expect, like for the pally to come in handy.
Like for example, you're going to go meet the mayor or the king of the land. If there's a paladin with you who's of good standing, you will be welcomed in, as opposed to you trying to sneak your way in.
Yeah.
It's really pretty good what you can do with stuff like that.
Really good. And when sometimes it can go the other way around also.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they can literally probably turn an entire NPC of a DM's like around altogether. You never know. They're quite crazy.
Paladins are they're a fantastic class. Everybody should play at least one paladin in their lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Because like I mentioned that I made a Palilock. In retrospect, I wish I had gone full paladin. Because it would have been a lot more. I could do a lot more. Even though but the thing is, like, if you're going paladin warlock, you are just there to do damage and nothing else. You have no utility. Your utility is I'm going to kill them before they kill us.
Yeah,
that's pretty much your entire utility. Other than that, nothing else. So, paladins, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
They're super fun. They're super
pretty
fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
Anything else we want to discuss before we continue forward? Ideas for paladins. I would always say sword and shield is always good. Sword and board is always useful, especially if you can get your hands on a +1 shield and a +1 sword, or +2 shields plus whatever. Just get better weapons, because after a point you're gonna get plate armor, because you'll make enough gold to have it either made or you can buy a suit of armor and just put it on.
For your fighting style also, I would say get defense.
Yeah, defense is always good. Or if you want to be a
really
damage dealer, dueling +2 to your damage rolls all time, pretty good. Protection if you want to help out your party members.
Dueling is nice if you're going sword and shield. Dueling is a very good
one. Yeah,
very good option. Then you can foregoing defense for that is a smart move.
Yeah, I think if you want to do damage, dueling. You want to be more tanky, defense. You want to protect other people, protection. Great weapon fighting could be good. Like again, it's a damage dealing weapon style. I'm not a big fan, because the chances of you rolling a 1 or a 2 for a damage for on damage die, it can happen, but not very often.
Yeah.
So again, it's up to you to choose how you want to play your character. But personally, for me, sword and board. I believe that's the best way to go. Because at level 1 with chainmail, you have an 18 AC, which makes you hard to hit. Which is always useful.
A high AC is always very, very useful.
Super useful. And also, don't bother building any damage spells or saving throw spells. Just get buffs.
Utility spells. That's the way to go for these guys.
100%. Like Misty Step is always a fantastic spell to get, because I don't think Paladins get that by default, right?
Yeah, I think only the subclasses, certain oaths give them that.
Exactly.
What
is AC? It seems. Pada.
Hey.
Wizard. Dude, make a goddamn fucking, what's it called? Make a Blade Singer Wizard. You can get a 28 AC. What do you mean, what is AC? Wizards can be super tanky.
Yeah, but generally no.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna build a blade singer.
But yeah, no. So everyone should play a paladin. I don't care who you are. Play a paladin. They are so good, so fucking good. Sword and board. Pick your fighting style. The defense if you want to tank. Dueling if you want to do damage. Protection if you want to protect your people around you. Buff spells and smite. Always be smiting.
Yes.
Like barbarians, always be raging.
Always be raging.
Monks always be stunning. Always be smiting.
Smite everybody.
Just smite. Smite on cooldown.
Shit. Divine Smite. man.
Divine smite, dude. Jesus Christ. It's so broken.
Oh, Ken. But brilliant.
That's the thing about Divine Smite is what makes anyone, which is why you can play any subclass. Doesn't matter what it is,
Yeah,
because
'cause there's-
you're just gonna smite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smites are what's what we're looking for? Non-discriminatory. Any paladin can smite.
And that damage just going to keep racking up.
Yeah. And I would really say, if you want a multi-class, you can. I recommend going pure paladin.
Yeah, it's one of those classes where it doesn't make sense to go halfway with them.
Yeah, because you miss out on those auras, and those auras are actually quite
Yeah.
good. Because remember, the auras affect you and your allies.
Hmm.
So
And they're just passive abilities.
it's constantly on. Your auras are always on. So the idea is just go full paladin, man.
Yeah.
They're so good. People who don't play a paladin, I'm like, just play it, man. You don't understand what you're missing out on. You don't understand. Fuck the stigma. Fuck the stigma. Just make one and just see what you can do. And your party will love you for it. Like lay on hands is fantastic. I touch you, heal. Oh, you're diseased, heal.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking charmed, heal. It's nuts. Anything else? Any questions you have, Damux?
No, dude. You guys pretty thorough about the whole thing.
But yeah, so I mean, again, like I mentioned about this goes for any classes that you choose.
Yeah.
Look at like if you're looking at features, make sure you're looking to like maximum 14th level, max 14th level. Ignore 15th and onwards, because chances of you getting that in a normal, like I mentioned before, tier 4 play is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Extremely
Check with your
rare.
DM.
Yeah.
Check with your DM when you make it. Like find out, hey, what level are we going?
Yeah, and then choose.
Yeah.
It's very important because, like we mentioned, that you saw Relentless Avenger for Oath of Vengeance. You are never going to get that ability in a normal game. Sorry, Avenging Angel. Sorry.
Avenging Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never going to get that feature in any pre-written campaign. Like even homebrew campaigns, very few of them go to level 20. Because like I mentioned before, after a point, the DM's just going to be throwing like save or die creatures at you. So it's kind of like, well, fuck.
Takes a long time to get from like a low level to all the way up to level 20 also.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Unless you're playing a campaign that starts, say, at level 17 or 16 and works its way all the way
exactly.
to 20.
I mean,
Then you can look at it from
with you
that
guys. We're on what, session 20 of Storm King's Thunder?
Yeah.
And you guys are just
We
level
started
9.
at level 5 and we're
Yeah.
just 9.
This is level 9. They've only gotten 4 levels since it's out of play.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's going to take a long time. You don't understand how long it takes to level up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It'll take
And-
some time.
And level ups are more valuable than magic items, I feel.
Oh yes, dude, you get so
Sad
much more when you
truth
level
indeed,
up.
Adi,
so.
sad truth.
Macha, in Farland, we're on session 26. We just hit level 5.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
we
it takes
just hit level 5. Because we started level 3 and we just hit level 5.
Curse of Strahd, how long we played and what? We all died at what? Level 6?
Level 5.
Level 5. There we go.
You guys didn't make it to 6.
Yeah, we played for so long.
So yeah, leveling up is, like I said, which is why I keep saying, like, tier 4, you will never see it.
Wait, the Curse of Strahd was the one shot we did on our boy's birthday? Like the continuation of that only, no?
I mean, not
the
continuation. It was more of a sidebar.
Yeah.
Sidebar. But I mean, the throwback was to
Yeah,
Curse of
yeah.
Strahd, right?
To
Yeah.
that campaign.
That was yeah. That was fun.
Man. But yeah, Paladin. If you're playing a campaign full of undead or fiends or celestials or fae, Paladins are great. Paladins are fucking great. And a lot of campaigns do have lots of undead and all that shit. They're good. They're fucking good.
Yeah.
Use Paladins, guys. Use them.
Nice.
So I think that's covered everything, right?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? I don't think so.
I think we could.
Play Vengeance. Play Vengeance.
Play Vengeance. Zombriel. Are you sexting?
Yeah, Zombriel killed them, dude.
Oh,
Zombriel,
God.
they met their end with Zombriel.
True.
Anything with resistance to Radiant.
I think Celestials have resistance to Radiant.
They should, no?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. A few
Other
creatures, I
than
mean,
that,
yeah.
maybe there are
Radiant
creatures.
damage,
Yeah, probably there are.
Like, Radiant damage is not a commonly resisted damage type. And most creatures, they stick full damage from Radiant damage, dude. Radiant damage is always a very, very good thing to have.
It's holy power, man.
Yeah.
Holy power.
Oh yeah. I mean, so like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, also, choose your deity carefully, and depending on that, act accordingly. Like the thing is, like I don't know if other DMs do this. I enforce alignments for clerics and paladins. Because essentially, if I am a vengeance paladin and my deity is lawful good, if I do actions that are against my deity's wishes or the way he or she behaves, I will punish the paladin. I'll be like, your deity does not approve. You lose a spell slot. I did that once. This guy strangled a random NPC. And I told him, in your head, you hear your deity go, boy, you done fucked up. I'm taking away some powers. He lost a spell slot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, there's even...
Those things...
Like in the Dungeon Master's Guide, there's something called a Oathbreaker Paladin.
Yeah.
You basically break your oath and you have the power over the undead. You can summon undead and shit. It's not a very good... It's actually a very bad subclass. But that's what happens to people who break their oaths. Should you break the oath of your paladin subclass, you become an Oathbreaker Paladin. Be very careful what you do.
Oathbreaker Paladins are pretty bad, no? Generally?
Yeah. Mechanics-wise, terrible. Flavor, though, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The flavor is fantastic.
I guess.
But the mechanics are garbage.
Yeah, because you lose a lot of spells, no?
Not just spells, you lose certain abilities. Like, you can still smite, but you do necrotic damage instead.
Oh, you don't do radiant. It's radiant damage, right?
Yeah, radiant is how normally smite is. If you become Oathbreaker, it becomes necrotic. And necrotic is, again, it's still not a very commonly resisted damage type, but several high-level creatures have resistance to necrotic damage. So immediately you're just like, well, shit, my smites are useless now.
Yeah.
So be extremely careful. Do not act against your deities. Again, you get to choose your deity. I'm going to choose the Raven Queen, who is chaotic neutral. Or I'm going to choose somebody else. So, it's stuff like that that's really, really interesting in terms of... And it also helps with roleplay as well. Because most new players have issues with roleplay. Like, they don't know how to roleplay something. So which is why things like the tenets of devotion or the tenets of each of the different oaths will help you. And also, when you pick a deity, research the deity, see what they're like, how they act.
Don't randomly pick.
Exactly. Make sure it makes sense for your character.
Yeah.
So you act accordingly. Because if you go out of alignment, your deity will punish you. And as a DM, I have no qualms with punishing you. I'd be like, fuck you. You can no longer smite. That can happen.
True.
Yeah.
I remove your ability to smite until you atone for your sins.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so it's just like, be careful how you do it and lean into the role play. You know, it can be, sometimes it's ridiculous. Sometimes it's silly to put on an accent or a character, but dude, we're all putting on characters and accents.
Have fun, basically.
Have fun. Go crazy, dude.
Yeah, you feel like putting on an accent? Put on an accent. What the hell?
Do whatever you want, man. Do whatever you want. Have fun at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But guys, that is the Paladin from the Player's Handbook. Next week, do you want to tackle Rangers or you want to do something else, Con? Con?
Hello, Con.
Did we lose Conrad?
He said BRB. He'll be back.
Okay, cool. But yeah, essentially we're just going to either we'll tackle the Ranger, who I'll be honest is not very good in the Player's Handbook. So we either tackle the Ranger, or we'll pick a topic and we'll discuss it next week. We're not sure what it is going to be yet. Again, things are a little bit in flux right now because the third wave of COVID has hit. So might be a little bit difficult for us to figure out what we're going to do in terms of how to get this show on the road at a very constant, like a weekly basis. Very difficult. Because like if you guys noticed, the past couple of sessions have been extremely late. Mainly because one, I got COVID in between, so I couldn't do the podcast. There was also issues where Con had work on Fridays. So we might change up the schedule. We're not sure yet. We're going to discuss it and figure it out. And all of the good stuff. But that's going to be all of it from us from today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Remember, you can follow me here on twitch.tv/House of Grim. I normally do gameplays on a daily. I stream daily. Feel free to drop by and say hi. Throw me a follow, throw me a sub, whatever it is. I appreciate it. Of course, you can always follow Conrad at twitch.tv/ConnorBoy24. Same thing with him. Follow or sub to him. As you can see in the chat, Nightbot has beautifully put out his Twitch channel there for you guys to go check out. And also, if you guys have any questions regarding anything Dungeons and Dragons, you can always hit up either me or Con at our socials. So for me at House of Grim on Instagram, and for Conrad at ConnorBoy24_TV on Twitch. Sorry, on Instagram. You can message both of us at any point in time. If you have any questions regarding anything, feel free to ask. And of course, the beautiful artwork you see before you was done by our lovely, talented friend Priscilla Dillon, who you can hit up on Instagram at PrissyDilly. As you can see at the top right of the screen, you can see her user tag there. Message her about any artwork you need, graphic design, whatever you wish. Hit her up, and she can help you with whatever you wish. I have a work that I want to commission from her, but it's been a little difficult because she's been a little busy in life because her sister's getting married. So it's been a little difficult to pin her down to get some work done. But I think that's everything from us. Once again, so tune in next week. Yeah, so Con, you're back. Do we Rangers or do you want to do something else?
We are coming to the end of the classes. We could do something else and then come back to the tail end of the classes.
Okay, cool. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So as it stands, next week, once again, 8 p.m. Fridays, we will do the podcast. If there's a change in schedule, we will let you guys know on our various socials. Mm-hmm. So you guys can always be up to date on when we're going to go live. And once again, those of you who are in the chat, feel free to ask questions. Remember, this is interactive. If you want to ask a question that's completely off topic also, feel free. Not a problem. We are more than happy to answer questions. Sometimes we go off these massive tangents, and you can just chime in with your perspective and your questions. Not a problem at all. So feel free to do so. And if Con, are you going to be running any new games anytime soon, or are you going to focus on what you have right now?
Nothing else anytime soon. I was thinking about it, but let's see.
Okay. Oh, also tomorrow, 3 p.m. GMT plus 5:30, Conrad is running his Descent into Avernus game. I will be streaming that game. So do drop in and be part of the action.
And we're going to be playing up so long.
Yeah. And then then I'll be running a game after that where hopefully we're going to finish this one shot of mine.
One shot.
Hopefully finish it. Again, either the one shot will end with them dying or them just steamrolling everything. I don't know. We'll find out.
Wait, is this the new one shot or is this the one that you guys
so
we're
we're all level 18 characters and it's hilarious. And we all made casters.
They all made
So we have 2 wizards, a druid and a cleric. Go figure.
Yeah.
They walk into a village. Go figure.
Brilliant.
A wizard, two wizards, a druid, and a cleric walk into a bar. Everything's dead.
It's already been hectic.
Yeah. Hell of a first fight, which could have been ended in 1 second if the cleric had just read his spell list. But yeah. So tune in. Con, will you be streaming that?
Yes, I will be streaming that.
Okay, so there you go. So you can tune into Conrad's stream. That'll be at 7 p.m.
7, yes.
And then I have a game which I'm a part of, which is at 12:30 p.m. At night, half past midnight. You can come and tune into my stream for that. We'll be playing till 4 in the morning, as per usual. And then actually I'm not streaming Stomping Thunder on Sunday, so it's fine. So yeah, I also run a game on Sundays which no one streams because none of my players are streamers. So unfortunately, nobody gets to watch that but me.
I mean, I am a streamer, but I don't stream.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's a game that Mux is a part of, and he's playing a
Furball Grog.
Oh yeah,
Arcane Trickster Furball Grog. Yep.
Yeah.
Half cast.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I already did our outro part again, but we've extended this even further. But thank you all, and we'll catch you guys next week. So from us to you guys, till then, peace out and roll for initiative. Ciao, guys.
Bye-bye.